Hi interwebs, this is me, Blue. Today is Orange Shirt Day, so I want to say happy Orange Shirt Day to all of those wonderful people who are celebrating today, even though technically it was yesterday. I am so sorry. I didn't get a video up last night. I had the worst time. I'm not making excuses. My daughter read a book, the whole book, and I was so elated. Like she messed up on a couple words, but she's 6, so that's okay. And she read the entire book out loud, and I thought I'm gonna try to capture this on film, or on film. I'm gonna capture this on my phone. So I recorded it, and it turned out really fantastic. And I watched it like 3 times, and then trying to get it online, I got to like 1%, hour remaining, 10%, hour remaining, 50%, hour remaining, and then I got to like between 80 and 90%, and it went to 58 minutes, and then I got an error. And at that point it was 1 o'clock in the morning. I hadn't recorded my show. I couldn't get hers up. I was so frustrated. So I'm like, forget that, it's not gonna happen. So that didn't happen last night. So I apologize to all of you. It's not making an excuse, it's just me trying to bite off more than I can chew. And so that being said, today is, like I said, it's Orange Shirt Day. I love Orange Shirt Day. I have lived in Canada my entire life, but not in Saskatchewan. I spent the greater part of my life in Southern Ontario, and I don't know if you know this about Southern Ontario. They are very sheltered from what goes on across the rest of Canada. I don't want to believe they think that they're the center of the universe. I know I didn't when I was there, but I didn't know what I know living out here. Like, I didn't know about reservations and what those kids went through, and I didn't know about like some of the stuff that like farmers do. Like, oh my goodness, the idea that we had snow and so many farmers might have lost their livelihood, like that just threw me. Like, I don't even know how they would handle that. Like, just, and in Ontario I wouldn't have even, whatever, like snow in Saskatchewan, like it wouldn't matter to me because that's what you do in Southern Ontario. Nothing matters outside of Southern Ontario. So at least that's what I've noticed. If I offended you, I am so sorry. That is not what I'm trying to do. But because it's Orange Shirt Day today, and I'm going to read the excerpt right from the website, and it says Orange Shirt Day, and it was started in 2013, and it was designed to educate and promote awareness about the Indian residential school system and the impact it had on Indigenous communities for more than a century in Canada. Like, this has gone on for 100 years. And I had no idea. Probably because I didn't want to know. You know? Anyway. So, Orange Shirt Day, I am celebrating. I got to see one of my friends in her beautiful regalia, and to, you know, to find out that she had to go, like, through that, like, just, oh, it hurts my heart. The other reason I'm bringing up Orange Shirt Day, excuse me, the other reason I'm bringing up Orange Shirt Day in Canada is on Wednesday, my kids had their Terry Fox run, well, walk, and I got to walk with them, and I'm not going to show my name, but there's my, that was my sticker. Terry Fox ran for me, and I'm running for someone else. And I thought that was really cool that I would get to do this. And both my girls ran as well. Walked. But it was like, I watched a video that showed his brother and his nephews and his family like talking about what an amazing guy he was. And he was. Like, for those of you who don't live in Canada and don't know about Terry Fox is an amazing guy who contracted a rare kind of cancer that targets the joints, and because of it he lost his leg. Like, if you look at the silhouette, you can see he's got a prosthetic, but the prosthetic was only meant for walking, and Terry was not a walker. So he decided, after dipping his foot in the Atlantic Ocean, he was going to run across Canada, and he made it hundreds and hundreds of miles, and he had to stop because the pain was too great, and unfortunately he passed away before he could finish his run. And so, oh my gosh, now I'm getting emotional. Anyway, so because he ran for cancer research and because he raised so much money, he actually ran through a town of 20,000 people. And he said, I'm going to raise $1 for everyone in this town. And he did. And then he far surpassed it. And so all that money went to cancer research and to live on that legacy and to live on what he's trying to do and to try to, you know, keep running and keep trying to figure out, there, I'm crying, I'm so sorry. Trying to find a cure for cancer, like, that is the biggest deal for me. And so, again, like, a Canadian hero. So I'm interested in reading books about Canadians, or by Canadians. And CBC Canada, CBC Reads. CBC is a Canadian broadcasting channel. And it's primarily in Toronto, but it's also, like, some of the hosts are from all across the world. And we, of course, have one launched here in Saskatchewan, or a couple. And it's primarily, like, for local news, like Canadian news. And it's really cool. I'm saying and a lot, I'm sorry. But what it is they put out a book, they put out a list called the 12, hold on, do I have it written down? There we go. The 12 books to read for Orange Shirt Day. And either they're written about the struggle that Aboriginals went through. This is a very emotional video. The struggles that Aboriginals went through, or by Aboriginals who went through it. Like, it's really, really cool. The First Nations people have undergone so much to get where they are, and, like, they are remarkable people, and I'm honored to even know some of them. They are so strong. Anyway, that being said, I'm going to definitely, I'm definitely going to read some more Canadian books by Canadian authors. I want to do a review on a couple of them. I know some people have recommended some to me already, and so I'm going to check those out. The ones that I read so far this year have been Don't Care High by Gordon Corman, who is a Canadian author, who is so funny. And Don't Care High is written about this guy who he lives in Saskatchewan and he moves to New York City. And he moves to a school where nobody cares. Like, nobody cares. It's just like every announcement starts with due to lack of interest, and it's so funny. If you get a chance to read it, read it. It's so funny. The other one I had a chance to read actually goes the other way, and that's called Canada, and it's by something Ford. I cannot remember the first name. I'm so sorry. I'll try to find it on Goodreads and put it down, a link down below. But what that one is about a kid who ends up getting shipped from his small town in the US to Saskatchewan, Canada, small town. So it's kind of an interesting take on the whole moving thing, but it's really interesting. Like, one is funny because he's like fish out of water, and the other is really like well written and poignant because, again, fish out of water. But it's not from a funny perspective, it's from a, oh my goodness, I can't believe you have to go through that perspective. So it's really good. Canada is the name of the book, and it's by, I'm not going to give too many of the details because it's really, really good and you should really read it. So that's Canada by Ford. So I'm definitely going to find some more books about Canada and Canadians written by Canada and Canadians. I've already been interested in books by, like, Chris Hadfield. My kids have books by Chris Hadfield, who is a Canadian astronaut who helped build and, oh my goodness, connect, I guess, the Canada arm on the American Space Station. So that was kind of cool. So I really, really, really want to check out more books by Canadians, about Canadians, maybe some memoirs or some autobiographies or some biographies would be cool about Canadians, maybe Canadian actors or Canadian singers or Canadian politicians. I don't know. Like, I would love to read more about Terry Fox, Wayne Gretzky, you know, other Canadians who have helped this brilliant country become what it is. So that being said, this video is almost 10 minutes long. So that being said, I'm gonna have to say goodnight because I have cookies that are over there and they smell really good. So I'm gonna say goodnight, I'm going to say support your local library. Knowledge is power. Thank you for listening to me and being my friends. And we'll see you on Monday. Bye.